Good morning from the West, David. It's Cari Champion here, having a good time. I'm glad that we were able to do 3 hours of amazing television yesterday. And back at it this morning. From my understanding there from the mothership, you might have some breaking news that seems to be really huge.
Yeah, it's a developing scandal, that's for sure.
Again, with breaking news, from my understanding, we just talked about it moments ago, Rick Pitino is out, as well as the AD. Do you have more on this?
We sure do. College basketball rocked this morning, Cari, as one of the sports icons is now out. Sources tell ESPN that, yes, men's basketball coach Rick Pitino and AD Tom...
Good morning, David. How are you?
Adam Schefter, by the way, loves our Open. He was just telling me. He's sitting next to me, and he really enjoys our Open. How about that? You
know why? But because there's something about it. It's fire, is it not? As the kids would say, it's fire.
It's 100%, as the kids also say, right?
Do they pronounce it as you do? Is it just 100 or is it 100%?
I don't know. Thank you. So it's just 100. Is that how you say it? You don't say 100%. It's 100.
Just 100.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for schooling me.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for, huh? That's David Lloyd in Bristol. Cari Champion here in Los Angeles. Packers-Bears Thursday night football normally gets a bad rap, David. Are you looking forward to this one?
Can I drop some knowledge on you here, Cari? A stat.
Give me a stat. You school me.
This is the oldest rivalry ever, right? Bears and Packers, they played 194 times. The Bears have won 94. The Packers have won 94, and they've tied 6 times.
Okay.
It's a pretty good series. Pretty good Thursday night football.
All right,
and then moved on to President Trump. It's a remarkable time we're living in, Cari, where really the biggest sports superstar in this country so openly dismissive of the President of the United States. LeBron did not back down. In fact, he doubled down on his criticism of the company there. And he's also...
Speaking of a league company, there you are, David.
There I am. He's also prompted us to do a top 5.
Did he?
On the greatest rookie seasons across all sports in recorded time.
Okay.
Okay.
Reese Davis, host of College Game Day, joins us now here on Coast to Coast. Listen, I'm listening to everyone speak on this and weigh in, and the sentiment is this, Reese, and help me out. This is just the beginning in terms of this scandal. Louisville, the first to go down, but put this in perspective for us, because from my understanding, they're under the impression, and these are the people who are reporting on the story, that there are more chips that may be falling after this. Put this in perspective for us.
I think that
Wes is loaded.
Yeah.
Loaded. I can't wait.
Loaded.
All right.
But oddly, the Warriors are better than they were before.
All right, that is the question. Again, media talks, media day to day for the NBA, and we will definitely bring that live to you. Again, LeBron James will be on ESPN within the next half hour. David, I'll send it over to you. Yeah, that's our Dick Vitale weighing in. Strong comments. He's upset, and I mean, everyone knows him.
He's a big-time college basketball guy.
He eats, breathes, sleeps it. It's his game. Yes. Keyshawn Johnson, our NFL analyst, weighing in with us. But you, my friend, you know about this. You know about the underbelly of being a student athlete. You know about being recruited in the Nike game and the shoe game. What I want to talk to you about is, and especially listening to Dick Vitale now, the recruiting business isn't fair. And I'm not saying that I'm okay with turning a blind eye or I'm okay with the way the business is done in this particular sport. But how are coaches supposed to recruit fairly if this, in fact, is going on and the NCAA may be looking the other way?
Well, it's really...
So new this morning, a source has confirmed to ABC News that Rick Pitino is the coach referred to in the court documents as the one who requested that $100,000 be funneled to Louisville player Brian Bowen. That statement was made to a witness by a former agent facing criminal charges in the case. Pitino, who was put on unpaid leave by the university yesterday, said Tuesday night that the allegations around Louisville were a complete shock. All right, folks, coming up on Coast to Coast, our senior writer Howard Bryant will join us to discuss the overall theme of the protest and the NFL. He had a conversation with Colin Kaepernick back. All right, so what if I told you PG3 and Carmelo were supposed to be on the Cavs, but something happened? Sips tea.
That's really cheating. If they were all on the same team, that's really cheating.
Really?
Yes.
That's really cheating?
That's really
all right, we're talking about that because actually it was supposed to happen. Something went down and it didn't happen. Stephen Jackson in-house, Coast to Coast, coming back in a moment. All right, so that was the Cavs head coach, Tyronn Lue, saying, guess what? Who's coming back? Isaiah Thomas by end of 2017. Marc Spears, LZ Granderson here to talk about what is going on in the NBA. And obviously, it's media day. So you guys will hang out with me for a couple of hours.
Then go see your Lakers.
We'll hang out a couple of hours, though, right? All right, so, Mark, I'll start with you first. Isaiah coming back end of 2017. What does that say to you? How does that position this team? were under the impression that IT wouldn't come back for some time, and now that we're hearing he's coming back.
Yeah, we thought
exactly,
after the
All-Star break.
Right.
So now that we're hearing sooner rather than later, does that position them to be, I don't know, perhaps more of a threat to the Warriors?
I think the important thing for this.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, we're waiting for LeBron to speak, and I don't know if you guys noticed, he was tweeting this weekend.
Was he?
Had a few things to say.
Okay.
Elsie, I wanted to get your take on what you thought with LeBron calling the president a bum, and I'm pretty sure when he speaks, I'm pretty sure the media is going to ask him about that. That use. Let's talk about the Warriors. Again, we mentioned earlier, Mark, you were there with the Warriors this weekend when the president tweeted at Steph, and Steph was very clear. He said, I don't know why he chooses to attack certain individuals rather than others. Did he expound on that to you? Of Hutton, our E.F. Hutton, if you will. Yeah. Bob Lee was on First Take, and he said something that I thought was really smart. He goes, why not go to the White House? Why not have that conversation? Why not explain what you're not happy with? LZ, your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, as someone who covered the 2016 campaign, I
mean, usually the door just opens.
But how would you know?
Be over quick, right?
But Mark, how would you know if you don't have the conversation?
True.
How would you know if you don't ask why?
That's true.
I'm asking.
Well, because here, I talk about reporting. I'll give you some examples. For me, number one is but rather someone who's mostly known as being a talk show or
when we have media day, right? And I think a lot of the questions, obviously, we'll talk about what happened this weekend. But I think that something that's been missing and that we haven't really discussed, a person who's also been in the midst of these conversations, is one Carmelo Anthony. Did we lose focus? Did we forget all about him?
Right.
Did we forget? No. Yeah, it's weird.
I can't see him hanging out in the country bars.
Go ahead quickly before I send it back to David.
I was going to tell you, I was telling Mark, I was on the basketball.
Like Melo and OKC. So it's hard to say.
Hang on, Wade.
It's good to say. David, I'll send it back to you in Bristol. I mean,
at the University of Louisville, outside the lines. We'll carry that news conference for you coming up next. Crazy day, Cari.
A crazy day. Well said. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll start it all over now.
We'll try.
All right. Have a good one.